Hello everybody and welcome to the Stage 6 tutorial for Gimmick. This is going to go over the any percent route and the glitched version of that. I'm going to do the wizards, or the final bosses, as a separate video, just because I want to put more emphasis on this stage and then more emphasis on the wizards, and since those two sections are a little bit more complicated than most of the game, we're going to split them up. The first thing to note is that if you're doing this glitchless, you should come into the stage with 2 fireballs, and that's important for the mini-boss. If you're doing it glitched, you might have 2 bombs, you might have a bomb and a potion, whatever you choose. For a beginner, I probably recommend a bomb and a potion, and you'd get that potion in stage 4 between the fire pillars and that mini-boss before the boss. There's like a free potion you can grab. You don't have to worry about your score at all at this point, unless you're trying to get a 3rd item. If you want a 3rd item, then you can manipulate your points a little bit. You might also manipulate them so that when you kill the bosses, you get more items. If you choose to do that stuff, that's fine. There's a few places you can get extra rides and things like that, especially if you're doing this glitchless. If you're doing it with the glitch, there's a little bit less room for that, glitched. So keep that in mind. Anyways, you have ice physics here, which means I'm going to have momentum, like really long momentums. These 2 enemies, by the way, the one on the left is a star puppy. He will chase a star. It's not important for a glitchless. It is important for glitched, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I generally, if I'm doing this glitchless, I ignore him entirely. I don't even throw a star. I don't generate a star, and therefore he's not an issue. The guy on the right will try and stay a certain distance away from you. So what that means is that you have to jump over him at some point, otherwise he's going to be in your way. And the easiest way is with momentum saving. So we're going to kind of come down this slope on a jump, and if you jump into him, it's a pain, but it's not a huge deal. You should be able to get over him without any issue. Let's go ahead and do that without the mistake, because I usually don't have that issue. It's just about certain spots where you jump, so it's basically something like that. And then you take slope here, get momentum, grab that potion, keep momentum, moving through here. Momentum saving here is incredibly easy because you keep your momentum because of the ice. Super awesome. But as soon as you hit here, you stop having that. Now you could continue to keep your momentum by jumping here, but I recommend stopping and killing your momentum about this range here, because we're going to set up for the easy kill on the boss, or the mini bosses here. The basics for the mini boss is we want to hit both of them one time, and then we kill them with the 2 fireballs. That's why we have the 2 here. The first one is on the right. We're going to throw a star as we walk past this, like right about here. As we're walking past here, we throw a star, and it should hit the one on the right. We're going to be generating a star and jumping to hit the guy on the left by turning around. So it should look something along the lines of this. Guy's been hit, jump, hit that guy. We're going to walk to the right here, get him to hop over. We're going to throw a fireball, boom, easy peasy. Really simple. You do have to deal with these guys. Oops. We do have to deal with these guys because, say, oh, we missed this star. Oh no. Oh no, I missed my stars. You could hit them. That, and then one thing to note is, like, so let's just get them to go. You can hit them as you're walking towards them a little bit. Basically, the idea is to kind of throw right as they're a certain distance away, jumping at you. The other option is get them to jump and then jump up and hit them. I'm hitting the one on the back like twice. It's funny. Just get the one off the screen. So you can kind of get used to a couple different options. Again, the easiest one is probably just to walk towards him and throw the star and get him underneath. The other is to jump up and hit him like you do the one that's behind you. But basically, either way, defeating these guys is not a huge deal. Just kind of get used to their movements. They essentially try and stay away from you, then they jump forward and attack, and you kind of can read that and use that 4-star manipulation to kill them. This is one enemy you could manipulate real quick for a quick item if you wanted. He's not going to be much of a threat because he never will hit you if you're just jumping. But yeah, so going forward, there's going to be a guy on a little cogwheel in the next screen. The idea to kill him is do a small hop and throw a star as you jump. So something like that. Of course, I got to hit the other guy. But it's not a big deal because we're going to get a potion later in what I usually do. Going in here, there's a couple ways you could do this. One is you could kind of stand here and get him to sort of walk off the edge, like that. The other option is a star ride where you kind of do something like that. You have to walk to the right that whole time, otherwise you'll get hit. That's usually what I do, and then you just kind of continue forward. Alternatively, you can even land on that star, but that's risky because they might hit you, so be careful about that. Now we have these cogs. They are a pain in the ass. I like to kill momentum. It's a little slower than being really, really quick, but I like to be safe on these things because they are a pain. If you don't like cogs, this is a hell of a stage. Coming up here, I recommend grabbing this potion. You can't do it if you have the glitch active and don't do the beginning of the stage warp, but it is something I like to grab because having full HP for the wizards is very helpful, since they are very RNG heavy at the end. Yeah. These springs, they're a little bit of a pain in the ass, just so you know. I like to kill my momentum on that second one, because otherwise sometimes you'll just walk off right into the spikes. You don't want that. It's a little slower again, but yeah. And if you don't have the glitch, or if you have the glitch active, you might bump into the ceiling and bounce a little bit, so it gets a little bit more tricky, so keep that in mind. It makes the screen a little bit more dangerous. But yeah. Going to the next screen, I'll go ahead and save real quick. Going to the next screen, there's a bomb. This is where we get our guaranteed bomb drop. This is why we don't have to worry about points anymore. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is hold right and just tap the jump button when you land on this cog. So it's going to look something like this. You land on that, jump up there, you're good to go. Jumping between these cogs is a pain in the ass. If you like, because they're moving, you might slide around. It's a pain. But if you do that correctly, you can just kind of jump in there, and it's totally not a big deal. You just do a couple of quick small hops, and we get through that. But you get that bomb there. If you don't get that bomb for whatever reason, it's not the end of the world, but I do recommend trying to get it if you can. Practice this room if you have to. Yeah. If you want to manipulate your points, it's a great room to do it. You can like throw stars off the wall here, and just grind for days or whatever. That's only if you want to get a item off of the bosses. Just keep in mind you will have one star ride between here and the end of the stage, so whatever item you want, make sure you're one set of points behind it. But you can also just walk through it. I generally don't bother, unless I really want that. This last screen of the stage is a really cool trick. My favorite star ride in the game, actually. Basically, we're gonna set this platform to a specific position. It's gonna be coming around this bend right here. That's when we would want to start the ride. And the idea is that we're gonna jump up to about over this little like wiggly thing. We're gonna turn around and throw our star. So as we throw our star, I mean. So it's gonna look like that. That's how we want the star ride to look. Ways it might not look if you mess it up. Be something like, let's see if I can get this. I got it again. Yeah, so you want that kind of corner jump. Of course, I'm not making the thing look bad. There you go. If you got a star like that, that's bad. You want the little sort of boom, 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 which is why I love this star ride. Anyway, so what this will look like is you come up here, jump like that, and I mess it up. So that's how it's not supposed to look. You can tell if it goes bad because you won't get that little like wiggle. It looked like something. Oh God, I missed it again. Man, my favorite ride, and of course I'm messing it up in the tutorial. Again? Come on, Steven, you got this. You got this. There we go. And it should bounce you up here. You jump on this and get this potion. This is a guaranteed potion that I was talking about earlier. Do keep in mind if you have a full inventory for whatever reason, you will land on top of this potion. So it's a pain in the ass if you're not expecting that. You'll land on top of it, and then you have to change your route a little bit. It'll throw you off. So keep in mind if you are going for without this potion, make sure you remember you're going to jump on it. Let me just jump on this guy, and then you can jump to the left there real quick. It's a tight window. I can't do it right now because I paused. Well, actually, let's just show it with that, just so I can show it all off. Something like this. Oh, I messed it up again. Jeez. Oh, man. I keep throwing the star a little early. Happening there. There we go. And do something like that. And then we're at the end of the stage. So like I said, I'm going to do the wizard stages as a separate video. So we're going to go jump into the glitch version of this. It's pretty straightforward. You should come into this stage with a couple of bombs or a bomb and a potion or whatever you decided to get into. But we're going to set ourselves up to where we're basically at the bottom of this slope, very, very bottom. We're gonna sort of set up to where we're like right at the edge. We're gonna throw a star to the right, and then as this puppy's coming at us, we're gonna walk into him essentially. So like that. It'll bump you down here, which is great, and you just hold right. And then you'll walk in, you'll pop out right here. Hey, we just skipped the entirety of the stage. The only downside is we only have 2 HP, and one of those HP we had to use to get in here. So this is why having that extra potion, which you can get again, as I said, on stage 4, is helpful. The wizards are a pain in the ass. Though keep in mind you could die intentionally against the final boss, and then start right before him, which is also an option. Whatever you decide you want to do. But yeah, then you come in here and you do everything exactly the same and you're good to go. Whee! Set up for this. I was like, oh, that's fucked up again. I always mess this up when I'm trying to show it off. It's funny. I usually don't have issues with this star ride. Whatever. Anyway, so that concludes the stage 6. I'll go into the wizards as I said, and then we'll move on to stage 7 and the end of best ending.